ABC News political director Rick Klein. So this was a bit more forceful of a message, I guess you could say, Rick, from the president that we've seen. But will turning up the volume help gain any votes? Not to mention Stacey Abrams, Georgia's prominent Democrat, noticeably absent from that speech yesterday. What do you make of all this?
Yeah, Kira, I think the absence is just a signal of the frustration that Stacey Abrams and many in the voting rights and civil rights community feel about where we are at this moment. The time for speeches, in their view, is gone. The first voting in the midterms of 2022 happens in about a month in Texas. States like Georgia and Texas and 17 or so others have already changed their voting laws. Redistricting is already a reality. Most of the maps are already in place. People are filing for candidacies, so the rubber's already hit the road. And in the view of many of these advocates, the time to actually proceed to a plan is well past now. And that's the issue that is confronting Joe Biden as he is back in Washington now, is that the reality of the Senate math, a 50-50 Senate, has not changed. And as of us speaking right now, Kira, the Democrats don't have the votes they need to change the Senate rules, which would allow them to change the law. They are stuck right where they started a year ago.
And also still stuck, two Democratic senators. Well, they're not stuck. They're sticking to their guns, and that's Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. They're standing in the way of Democrats being able to change the Senate's filibuster rules and pass the bills without Republican support. So what else can the president do to get them on board? Is there anything he can do, Rick?
Well, of course, Joe Biden doesn't even get a vote on this because he's not a senator anymore. He was for 40 years. He knows the institution well, and he's been resistant to change. But the idea that another conversation with Joe Manchin or Kyrsten Sinema would provide the eureka moment that has eluded everyone for the last year on the Democratic side, I don't see that happening. I do think there's a chance to have some tweaks to Senate rules to force senators, for instance, that if they're engaging in a filibuster, to actually talk the whole time. Mr. Smith goes to Washington style. But I don't think that it's going to be enough to enact the major bills that the Democrats want to have passed, either the ones passed in the House or the compromises that have been introduced in the Senate. They have all the Democrats on board for the law, for those bills, but they do not have them on board to change the rules to get to those bills. So these arcane matters of Senate procedure, we're just as we have always been. And I don't see Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, and maybe a few others changing their position, even if they're forced to say so in a vote on the Senate floor.
ABC News political director Rick Klein. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you, Kira.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.